Hey guys, welcome to Mama Monday. This week we're going to be talking about babies and not having them. I am officially 6 weeks postpartum. Yay! I just had my 6-week postpartum appointment with my midwife and she checked me out. Everything's looking good. So I want to talk about how I'm feeling 6 weeks postpartum. So last postpartum update I was 2 weeks postpartum, and it is a huge difference from how I'm feeling now. Emotionally at 2 weeks, I was kind of feeling roller coaster like. There's a lot of different emotions going on. And now at 6 weeks, my emotions have definitely leveled out and I'm feeling pretty stable, pretty good, pretty much back to how I felt before pregnancy, which is great. I definitely have a lot more energy for just living life in general. And I'm just feeling like my normal self. Physically at 6 weeks postpartum, I'm also feeling really great. In fact, on my official 6-week date to the day, which would be last Wednesday, I went on my first run, which was so amazing. I've been so excited to get back out there and go running, and I thought I was gonna go ahead and get that run in earlier, but I decided to really give myself that 6 weeks for my body to heal. And I'm so glad I did, but my run felt amazing, and it was also the longest I've been away from June. And not that it was that long, but it was the longest I've been away from her, and it went really well. I pumped a fresh bottle before I left and left that with Corbin, but she just slept the whole time I was out running, so really it was a piece of cake. On my run, I took it really slow, nice and easy. That's little June over there. She knows I'm talking about her. But I did make it my full 2 miles, which was my goal for my first run back out there. Yay, I did it! And I'm still feeling good after the run, which is also good. My bleeding, it picked up just a tiny bit. And I talked to my midwife about that, and she said that's fine, totally normal, and I can keep running. So I'm probably gonna be running again the next day or so. I have also been working on rebuilding my pelvic floor strength. I don't know, it's not something that's talked about a lot, but I think it's so important, and really the information needs to be shared to all women who go through pregnancy, because just like rebuilding your pelvic floor strength is just so important. So I'm also doing exercises to help rebuild my pelvic floor strength, and that's just gonna continue to support me physically. Besides exercise though, I am getting sleep again, yay! So I don't know why we're so lucky, but Juniper is already sleeping through the night. And I know this might not last, it might just be a temporary phase, and that babies tend to go through a 6-week growth spurt. And I don't know if she's gone through it or if she's gonna go through it yet. It's hard to really, I don't know. I haven't really noticed much really. But right now, currently in the past week, she has been sleeping through the night, which is so amazing. And it's also so funny to compare what I considered like a good night's sleep now to what I used to think a good night's sleep was before pregnancy or before having a baby. Right now, if I can get a solid straight 5 hours of sleep without having to wake up and feed her, that is like, woo, that is a good amount of sleep, and I feel like I have slept 9 hours. 5 hours is my new, that's my new goal for sleep. Getting a lot more decent sleep, that just continues to impact my whole day. It's amazing the impact sleep has on you, and how I can totally see the difference between a night where she slept very little and how that affects my day to a night where I got at least a solid 3 to 4 hours of sleep, and then a 5 is like, oh, my next day, my whole day is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna have so much energy because I had so much sleep. It's just really important, or it's just really crazy to see how sleep affects everything. Your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, just your whole outlook on life, honestly. I didn't even realize that before having a baby. I'm sure most of you mamas out there know this, but 6 weeks is also the official clearance for something else. The discussion about birth control, which is so crazy to think about because you don't really think about birth control after just having a baby. I don't know, for some reason in my head, everyone, my midwife for all the appointments would be asking me about it. I'm like, I'm not thinking about that right now. Literally, I'm just trying to deal with this baby that I have and learning to be a mother. I'm not really thinking about birth control. But it is such an important discussion, and involves a lot of important decisions with your partner. So Corbin and I talked about it a little bit. We kept trying to figure out what we wanted to do. After having June, we're in a different position. We were kind of in the position where it's like we're not planning to have a baby, but if we had a baby, if we were to get pregnant, then like we love each other, we want to spend our lives together, and that would be okay. Right now, if we were to get pregnant right now, that would be a really, really tough situation. Just to have to like miss out on being able to spend this time solely with June and to developing our new life as parents already, and then to like deal with a pregnancy on top of that, and just to go through that physically after my body's just gone through that, it would really not be ideal for us. I really don't want to be pregnant right now, and that definitely puts a whole different spin on the type of birth control that we decided to use. So I also know that natural planning after birth is a lot trickier, because even with exclusive breastfeeding, you don't know exactly when you're going to get your period, and if you're going to ovulate before you get your period, you wouldn't even know that you had ovulated unless you're just like consistently tracking it all the time, and then having to do that and like dealing with the stress of, oh my goodness, like what if I do accidentally get pregnant while I'm breastfeeding and we're not ready for that. There's just like a lot of unknowns with that method, specifically while breastfeeding and after childbirth. So that's the method we thought we were going to use, but there just seemed to be a lot of stress and unknowns. So I was thinking about and considering the IUD, which is what my midwife had been talking to me about and had been recommending. So there's a couple different IUDs, I think. The one that we decided on, so I did go with this. This is the official birth control we decided upon, and that is I believe it's called the Paragard, which is the IUD that has no hormones. It's a copper IUD. I'm really happy with our decision. So I talked a lot about it with my midwife. I asked her a lot of different questions at the appointment. I just feel really comfortable with the efficiency of it. It's like a very, very, very minimal chance of getting pregnant with the IUD, which all birth controls have different levels of how effective they are, but the IUD is so effective. And once it's taken out, the copper one, once it's taken out, like you can immediately like start trying to get pregnant again. There's a lot of the time with being on the pill, there are sort of like a delayed time frame, like after that you can start getting pregnant, or it can, it just messes with your hormones. I have the IUD. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. It was just a lot to think about and a lot to talk about, but I am really happy with it, and it's hard to know. I'm going to definitely pay close attention to how it affects my body, but I think it might be tricky to really know how it's going to affect me until after I get my period again, because I know the most common side effect of this IUD, the copper one, and I think IUDs in general, is just heavier periods and heavier cramping. So I won't really know how it's going to affect me that way until after I get my period. But I don't know, you guys, I'm feeling really relieved that I got it, because I no longer have to track everything, pay such close attention to my cycle, which I think honestly would have been really difficult with a baby. So it's just like one less thing I have to stress about. I will let you guys know how I feel about it as soon as I really know. Like right now I'm super happy and relieved, but if I have like some negative side effects, I'll definitely share those with you all. But leave it in the comments below. I know that these are personal and important decisions, and if you don't want to share yours, that is totally fine. But if you are interested in joining this conversation about birth control after childbirth, please leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I would be happy to read them. Thank you all so much for watching. I am so supported by this community all the time. Really, I still read the comments on my birth story, and I just want to thank you all. I know that was a little while ago, but I just want to thank you all so much for your supportive comments on my birth story. It just really, I felt so reassured that I made the right decisions for myself, and just like really connected with so many women out there who had similar stories, or whether or not you did, just feeling like, yes, every birth is beautiful, every birth has its own story, and every story is different, and every woman who gives birth, or every woman, whether you give birth or not, honestly, is just like this amazing warrior and a beautiful person. So I feel a little emotional saying all that stuff, but it's so true. But thank you all so much for watching. Be where your feet are. Bye.